2 cards for yourself, so it helps you, and everybody else gets -1 point. Everybody does not like this card. I like it. This one's fun. I like this card, and I like explaining this card. Do you guys know the word bureaucrat? Bureaucrat. Does everybody know what a bureaucrat is? Who can tell me what a bureaucrat is? Yes, a government official. Government officials are helpful? Yes, no? No. They are a pain in the butt. So, he is a pain in everybody else's butt. What he does is he slows you down. He slows everybody down. He makes everybody else go slow. So like there's one card in your deck, they're called green cards, and they do nothing, but they're points. So at the end of the game, you need them to win, but during the game, they get in your way. And what he does is he makes everybody put one on top of their deck, so next time they will have 1 green card. Which means next time they will have less powerful things, they will be slowed down. He gets in their way, right? What does the bureaucrat do for you? He gives you money. Sound familiar? So yeah, he's a government official, and basically he's just like, no, you need to sign this paper, no, you need to do this, and you're my friend, so you can have some money. I love this card. I love explaining it, because as soon as people understand what it is, they're like, oh, and I gotta say, there's not much funnier to me than a bunch of grade 2 kids going, ha ha, bureaucrats! No, put your card down, put your card down. Money for me. I'm like, oh, that's excellent. Some of the words that they know from these games amaze me. Like, one of my students came up to me and was like, hey teacher, we went to the chapel on Sunday. You went to the chapel? And she was like, hey, where are you going to pray? And I was like, are you Christian? And she was like, no. But we did bye-bye. And I was like, temple. And she was like, same thing. And I'm like, no, it's different. But it's just funny because she understands that chapel is a religious effigy, and then therefore where she went must be a chapel. And I was like, no, it's specifically to Christian, right? All right. Now, the last 3 that I have here are usually the first 3 that I show, because they are the 3 that are most language-based, other than say anything. Bonanza is a bean game. You're a farmer, you're growing beans, and how hard is this, right? It's not hard at all, it's really, really easy. But it's really funny, because you negotiate with each other. So it's my turn, and I've got my farm out, and I've got 2 plants that are sort of in the open market. And they're my plants. I have to take them if nobody else wants them. But I can trade them. And chances are I don't want them. But I do want something you have. So you're like, oh, I'll give you a coffee bean for that chili bean. And then she says, well, I want the chili bean. I'm like, well, what are you going to give me? She's like, oh, well, I got a soybean. I'm like, I don't want your soybeans. You're like, well, what do you want? I was like, I want a black-eyed bean. And she's like, oh, I got a black-eyed bean. She's like, okay, I got 4 coffee beans. That's 1 gold. 4 is 1 gold. And I'm like, she's going to just give me gold. And you're like, okay, I'll get 2 black beans. And I'm like, And then I can decide. And then maybe somebody else comes in and is like, oh yeah, I'll give you all of these cards. And then you can negotiate with each other. My rule in this game is just like a slight addendum to the rules. Is I tell the kids they can say anything they want. I'll write your homework. I'll buy you lunch tomorrow. You can say, I'll give you a foot massage, whatever you want to say to get them to give you, you're my best friend. Do you remember that time that I helped you? Whatever you want to say, you can use it, but be careful, because if you don't honor your promises, then the other person's not going to trust you the next time you play. I think it's great because, 1, it teaches the kids a life lesson. You have to be honorable. Because if you're not, because they've actually seen it, where the kids were like, I'll give you chocolate tomorrow. And the kid's like, you promise? And they're like, yeah. And they did, and then they didn't give them any chocolate. And the next time we played, it was so funny, because I actually heard one kid say, I'll buy worth nothing. And I want cash. You have no credit. This game is quite fun. A lot of people say it's a bit juvenile, but even adults like to be juvenile sometimes, and that's fun. The other thing is it's I think up to 8 players, 7 players, up to 7 players, but you can buy 2 packs and then have 2 separate groups. You can also pair people up and do teams. And then, as I said, you can add things like sentence patterns. You can add extra sentence patterns in. And what I'll do is I'll write the sentence patterns on the board, like, right? So I want them practicing would like, because they have a lot of problems with that. Or I want to, if it's a slower level class. I want to trade a black bean for a blue bean. And I find that when you're playing a game, especially ones that are very vocabulary based and that are very like sentence pattern based, it is your best friend to just take 5 minutes and write a list of the words on the board and then write the sentence patterns on the board, because the kids want to do it right. They want to do it right. So when they do it wrong, it's not because they're too lazy or they don't care. It's because they can't remember. And then they're trying to say it right, and you're just, some of them don't care. But the vast majority, they want to do it right. So if you write it on the board and they say it wrong, you can be like, and they're like, I want to trade a blue bean for a chili bean. And they look like they're totally inept for about 10 minutes. But after they do that a few times, then they get it right. And then in class, they're like, hey, do you want to trade your jelly sandwich for my blah, blah, blah? Instead of trading, they always get this wrong. They always say to. They always say at. for. So in this game, they say it 1,000 times and then they know it. All right, this one is a higher level game. I would not play this with beginner. I would even be hesitant to play it with like lower intermediate. I would say intermediate and advanced. This game is a storytelling game. I really wish I had iDartboard. I'll explain what iDartboard is. So this is a storytelling game, and there are different kinds of cards. There are items, so a crown, a sword, a princess, whatever. Okay, then there are, princess would be a character. So there's characters, such as a shepherdess, little girl, put someone messed this up, awesome. A witch, a knight, and then there's aspects. And aspects would mostly be like adjectives. So disguised, it is disguised, hidden, interesting, whatever. So then, you have your cards, and you have your cards in your hands. And I have a couple of volunteers. Don't be scared. Don't bite, promise. Yay! Love brave people. Come on up. I need more than one though. Yay! Okay, you two, come on. That should be enough. 4 should be enough. Alright. 5 cards for you. Don't show her, she'll cheat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't show me, I'll cheat too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you look at your cards and you see what they are. Does anybody have any questions about their cards? Is there any card you don't know what it is? Everybody's okay? Alright, so what happens is we start telling the story. Now, some of the cards you might see have this. They say interrupt on them. It means exactly what it is. It says interrupt.